Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another RF Crypto video. Today's markets have gone down by about 2.2%. We have seen the global crypto market cap going down from 2 trillion a few days ago, and now it's standing at around 1.7 trillion. Bitcoin is down by 1.7%. As I always say, Ethereum exaggerates and they always overreact. So it's down by almost 3.5%, while the general market is only down by 2.2%. Most of the market is down, but it's not down by so much. It's just a reaction about some news that we're going to speak about in a few minutes. And there is a possibility of a retracement or a recovery after this news has been priced in, which it has, but the markets are now quite wary, especially with the situation going on in Europe as well. So all these factors together are keeping the prices quite depressed, and a resolution to all the problems would entail an increase in the price of cryptocurrencies. But for now, I don't see a short-term exit of this, and I think that the prices are going to continue to become depressed. There might be some temporary spikes, but as I said, it's temporary, and whatever goes up in a time of crisis has a tendency to go down, especially when we're speaking about riskier assets like cryptocurrencies. In terms of the Bitcoin charts, during the weekend, the Bitcoin broke below the $42,000 support level and just kept going lower, again breaking the $40,000 support level. And then it kept going lower and lower and lower, and now it is currently testing the $38,000 support level, with your new resistance level being the $40,000 level. So if you can see here, at the moment it's testing this level. So there are a couple of dips that happened, these three red candles. So over a 12-hour period, the price went down from 39,000 to about 37,000, and then it quickly got bought up by the bulls again, trying to keep the prices above this $38,000 support level. And it's a fight between the bulls and the bears, and it could go back up or it could go back down. But since the news about Cronje, which I'll speak about in a minute, has been priced in, I don't see it going any lower than this, barring any sort of bad news or any market forces which would cause the prices to go down. At the moment, I believe that it would go up and test this $40,000 resistance level, and if it could break this level, it could keep going up. In terms of what caused the prices of cryptos to go down is that the DeFi godfather, Cronje, quits as total value locked and tokens tanked for a related project. And a lot of these projects that Cronje worked on were quite influential projects like Phantom. Therefore, when their token prices go down and when their total value locked goes down, the general crypto market also suffers as a result because of the interrelatedness and interconnectedness of cryptocurrencies. So DeFi architect, Phantom Foundation technical advisor, and Yearn Finance founder Cronje has left DeFi, reeling after deactivating his Twitter account. Also, Antonell, who has been a long-term colleague of Cronje at the Phantom Foundation, also left the crypto space entirely. So these are two very influential figures leaving the DeFi space and leaving the crypto space in general, and obviously this will have an impact in the market. It will cause the market to sort of panic and ask questions about why are they leaving, and for what reason. Are they predicting that crypto is going to go down? Are they predicting that this has no future? I mean, we don't know the reasons why they left. They could have just left because they were burnt out and they wanted, or maybe they want to start something else in their life. Their interest lies somewhere else and not in DeFi anymore. But obviously, the way human psychology works is that people's minds tend to go to the worst position possible, and that's what caused the risks to increase and the sell-off to increase as well. So a lot of the community has been sympathetic, and obviously they understand that the duo likely needed a mental break from the immense rigors of their work, and this is the most common reason as to why people believe that these two figures have left. But other people, especially investors, have not been so kind with their words, and token prices fell as a result. They thought that these two influential people left these projects, so they don't have a leg to stand on anymore, so they just took money out of these projects, or they even took money out of crypto and put it into safer assets like equities. We know that Cronje was a very, very influential figure in the crypto space, but the projects he worked on were not entirely composed of him. There were other people working on the projects as well. And a lot of people have said that these projects are going to fail, but the Phantom CEO Michael Kong said that the projects are not closing down development, and some of them have been running independently for years. So it doesn't mean that because two influential figures left that the projects are going to go to zero or they're going to fail. It just means that they might face some short-term difficulties to fill that void, but in the long term, it seems like the projects were left in a good condition with a great continuity plan. So let's just hope that these are followed and that the projects do well. So there are 5 things to watch in Bitcoin this week in terms of where its price might move. There are macro forces that are in play, and there might be a rough week ahead. Last week alone, and since the war started, global equities shed over $2.9 trillion in value. And there is a warning that this is still conservative and that more value could be shed because there are other factors that are coming into play that will cause a lot of panic. It will cause the stock markets to basically crash. And as a result of that, cryptocurrency markets will follow and will go down at an even amplified level, because when stocks go down, crypto go down, but with an increased or a multiplied effect. One reason that people are very, very fearful right now is because the West is contemplating on a ban on Russian oil imports. And this would upend the global status quo and trigger a seismic shift in how the economy fuels itself. And why this is very, very, very concerning is that Russia is one of the largest producers of oil in the world. And if the imports of oil from Russia are banned, this will cause the oil prices to explode. It's already extremely, extremely high, over $110 per barrel. This could even go up to $200 per barrel. Who knows? So this specific macro factor is causing people to believe that crypto is on its way down if the Russian oil imports ban is implemented. And it could test the $30,000, it could even test the $20,000 level. But we have to see what sanctions are imposed or what further restrictions are imposed on Russia. Another factor is stagflation. Sensitive stocks combined with rocketing commodity prices hardly provide fertile ground for bullish sentiment. The market is bearish. There is no denying that. Look, in the last year, Bitcoin went down 25%. We're in a bear market. And it's not because crypto is not doing well. It's just because of external factors that have layered on each other, causing the prices of cryptos to go down. And this is just reality, and we have to accept that, and we have to live through it, and we have to push through it, because without bad times, we cannot have good times. Without a bear market, we cannot have a bull market that follows that. So another reason why people are wary is because there is a double whammy in terms of inflation and a rate hike. Despite the fact of the conflict in Europe, lawmakers are eyeing a rate hike this month, and a decision will come on March 16th. There are 2 angles on this. One is that now people believe that a rate hike will not come because it would cause stagflation. Another reason is rate hike might be higher than what was expected. So the markets are going to react negatively no matter what happens, because despite the fact that rate hikes were priced in when they were announced, it didn't take into account the fallout in Russia. And taking this into account, a rate hike signifies that stagflation might be coming. This will cause a negative sentiment, which will cause the prices to go down due to money moving out from crypto and into safer assets like gold, bonds, and stocks. Another reason is that people are fearful. The bullishness comes from greed. People are very, very fearful because of the reasons that I spoke before. And because of that, we might not even see prices going up at a significant pace. This is due to the fact that when there is a lot of fear in the market, we don't see a lot of movement in the market because people are just holding onto their money, not knowing what to do, waiting for the right time. And I believe that due to circumstances that are geopolitical and economic, people are conservative. One final thing to watch for is that reserve risk enters green. So reserve risk pits sentiment against price in a way that shows when to invest in order to have a good chance of producing what on-chain analytics sites look into Bitcoin calls outsized return, which means returns that are above normal levels. So currently Bitcoin and USD is heading back into the green buy zone, indicating that conditions favor long-term investors once more, which says high confidence and low price. So this signal states that investing in Bitcoin is a good idea for the long run, because this reserve risk sentiment versus price is now in a green zone, which means that the trend in the long term is upwards. So all in all, there are factors that are pushing the price of cryptocurrencies down in the short term, but the long-term outlook for Bitcoin, provided that the geopolitical situation, economic situation, and socio-political situation in the world does not deteriorate further, there is a long-term positive outlook on cryptocurrencies. Whale holdings in Cardano's ADA token hit record high. So the balance held by addresses with 1 to 10 million coins rose to a record of 12 billion ADA, which is almost $10 billion, a 41% gain since late January. And Cardano appears to be showing signs of promise for more to come after years without launching smart contracts. This appears to be translating into accumulation of ADA from large players. So for years, Cardano struggled with smart contracts capabilities, but now it's showing some traction. And DEXs on Cardano have raised capital from reputable crypto funds such as Three Arrows Capital, which is a very, very good sign for ADA. ADA has struggled a lot. Their smart contract capabilities haven't been the best. They've suffered from a lot of sort of outages, but now it seems to be going in a positive direction and in a upwards trend. And this might be a sign of good times ahead, assuming that the broader markets find some footing. So an auctioneer is willing to sell $70 million of artwork for Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is a sign of further crypto adoption among the art world, because a Jean-Michel Basquiat collection is set for auction by Philips with Bitcoin and Ethereum listed as payment option. And in a great quote that summarizes basically everything, the interest in cryptocurrency and NFTs from the traditional art world is growing rapidly, and though it's impossible to predict the future, we believe that intersection of digital traditional art worlds will only continue to flourish. And this makes sense because NFTs and the metaverse gives artists a better chance to protect their work because everything is in the blockchain and everything's public. So an artwork that is original is basically easy to see that it's an original. And this is very important for artists that are starting their career, artists that don't have a chance in the traditional space. They can have a chance in a digital space. And we're still in a very, very, very new industry, an industry that is still growing. This is digital art, and we will see a lot of growth coming in the next few years. And this is a good sign for aspiring artists. And that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and share this video with your friends and family. I'll see you tomorrow with the next one. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Invest wisely, and cheers.